Yeah, I got you, wise guy. Appreciate it. Just getting the poll question back up, and then we will jump right into it. Not sure what's up with YouTube this week, but it's not functioning properly. Hamlin, what's the other one? Not gonna look up the odds again because takes a little bit of time. There you go. Poll question is up, and go ahead and vote on this poll question now because I do think I have another poll question coming. So get those votes in, and let's go over the paint schemes real quick, and I'll drop the link again because I'm pretty sure it's not still saved on this one. There you go. If you want to follow along, those are the paint schemes while we sort of let people filter back in. And starting off here, the number one Bush Light car of Ross Chastain. He's got Crocs on the back of it too. They have a special edition of Crocs clogs coming out here with this particular scheme on it that you see on the side of the car. And that will drop actually tomorrow. So that comes out tomorrow. So if you're a fan of Crocs, you're a fan of Bush Light, go ahead and keep that in your notebook there. Snap-on tools with the gray and the red. Not my favorite paint scheme, but Austin Cindric does have the snap-on tools scheme today. If you're a fan of green, which I am, the bioethanol, which is American Ethanol, of course, a subsidiary, I would imagine. That is a good looking green car. If you're into green, if you don't like green, you probably don't like that. The Overstock car, we saw that a few weeks ago, a good looking car. Kyle Larson, as always, with the Hendrick car scheme. Gamebridge, we've seen that one before from Corey LaJoy. Cheddar's, always a good looking scheme, but of course, we've seen it before. Napa, you got the white Napa car here with, what is this? Adaptive One, it looks like on the back. So Adaptive One is on the back, and then you've got Napa on the hood. So a white Napa car today, a little bit of a different look for Chase Elliott. Noah Gregson starting off third here. We'll get to the starting lineup here in just a minute, but he's with his familiar Winchester Bass Pro Shop. Well, I guess Winchester's on the back. Ammo and Bass Pro Shops are on the hood. Sport clips for Denny Hamlin. We've seen this one before. Ryan Blaney, he's got what is, how do you say this? Cardell cabinetry on the hood of the car, of the Menards car. So the red and yellow today instead of the normal sort of black or blue and yellow for Ryan Blaney. Number 14, Rush Truck Center is in the gray. We've seen that one before. That one was kind of polarizing. Number 15, Monster Energy of Riley Herbst is going to be on the track today. He's got a green line at the bottom of his, which is going to differentiate him for the spotters as far as the monster cars go. Wyoming, Project Wyoming, Madison here for Derek Kraus. I like this car. I think this car looks really good. It's got sort of like a cowboy riding here on it. Good looking 16 car, 17 Castrol Edge. That's always a good looking car. They never do a bad job. Auto owners did a good job. They got sort of panned, I guess, for the Darlington deal on Twitter by some. But this auto owners scheme looks really good. Yahoo, always a good looking scheme for Seabell there. Wood Brothers, that you never go wrong with them. The classic Joey Logano Pennzoil since he's gone away from the scallops. The Money Lion, the all teal, which is a really clean look. I like it. A lot of people like the other money line one look good too. So money line always doing good. But yeah, the all teal, once again, if you like green or you like teal, you're gonna like that one. If you don't, you won't. Raptor continues to evolve their paint scheme, a lot more yellow on it this year, or neon voltage, whatever you want to call that color. Safety yellow on the Raptor scheme. LA Golf there for Daniel Hemrick. Looking good. That's a scheme we've seen before, but always looks good. Love's car is the same. Dollar General is going to be with their black scheme today, and it's going to be on the 42. The 43 will have a black scheme too of Dollar Tree. So both of the legacy cars are black, and Jimmy Johnson's is going to be white. We'll get that in a minute. Classic scheme here for Tyler Reddick in the 45, but he does have some green accents here at the grill. So I think that's a little bit different. I hadn't seen that before. And then you got the Minute Rice of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. or the 47 Minute Rice, as some people have pointed out here. So it's either Minute Rice or 47 Minute Rice by Country Croc there on the hood. Ally, always a good looking scheme there, but we've seen that before. And then you've got the Children's Mercy of Kansas City on the hood of Justin Haley. A good looking car. If you like yellow and gold, I kind of like yellow and gold, so I like that one. Sirius XM, seen that before on Ty Gibbs, but he's got the 54. Well, it might not have been Ty Gibbs' car, but we've seen the 54 Sirius XM. Or we've seen Sirius XM, this scheme. I don't remember if it was on the 54 or not. Then we got sort of these Mets colors here for Zane Smith of the Focused Health, little orange and blue there. So good looking car there. And then Jimmy Johnson and the Advent Health. We've seen that scheme before, but it's on the 84 today. And then a rare miss for Trackhouse. I don't know what they were thinking on this one. Not my favorite. Choice Privileges is the scheme, is the sponsor on the 99, but not my favorite paint scheme. And this was via J Ski. And of course, we were missing a couple. I know Brad Keselowski was one of them. They didn't have an image of that one on J Ski. The Austin Hill, they didn't have an image of his. The 38 of Todd Gilliland, Ryan Preece, and Carson Hocevar. We didn't have those images. All right, let's get to the starting lineup. And your pole winner for Kansas is Christopher Bell in that Yahoo car, followed by Ross Chastain, Noah Gragson, Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch are going to be your top five. So 3 Chevys, 1 Ford, 1 Toyota. The Ford's deal that they're on here. Austin Cindric 7th, Michael McDowell 8th, Chase Elliott 9th, Chase Briscoe 10th, and Joey Logano is 11th, Chris Buescher 17th, Martin Truex Jr. 13th, Denny Hamlin 14th, Tyler Reddick is going to be 15th, Austin Dillon rolls off 16th, Josh Berry 17th, 18th for the showman, Alex Bowman, Jimmy Johnson, 19th, Corey Heim filling in for Eric Jones one more week. He qualifies 20th, just behind Jimmy Johnson. Carson Hocevar is going to be 22nd. I skipped Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is going to be 21st. Carson Hocevar, 22nd. Bubba Wallace, 23rd. Zane Smith, 24th. 25th for Todd Gilliland. 26th for Ryan Blaney. So he continues to qualify poorly, but run well. Ryan Blaney, Daniel Suarez, 27th. Corey LaJoy, 28th. John Hunter Nemechek, 29th. Well behind his legacy teammates. Not sure exactly what's going on there. Brad Keselowski, 30th. Harrison Burton, 31st. Ryan Preece, 32nd. Well behind his SHR teammates. Not sure what's going on there. I do have something to talk about, I guess, as far as that goes. There was something interesting brought by Toby Christie. We'll get into that in just a minute as well. Daniel Hemrick, 31st. Austin Hill, 34th. I messed something up there. Justin Haley, 35th. William Byron, 36th. White Riley Herbst, 37th. And Derek Kraus rolling off 38th. Let's look at the stats and see who you're going to put in your fantasy lineups and your DraftKings and whatever you're doing with the stats here. At best average finish is going to be Denny Hamlin at 4.3, Kyle Larson 6.0, Kurt Busch 6.79 in the race, obviously. William Byron 9.2 and Ross Chastain at 9.8. Those would be your top five if they were all in the race. And this is, of course, since February of 2021. So those are your five with the best average finishes in the last 6 races, except for Kurt Busch, who obviously has only run 3 because he retired earlier than he wanted to. Chase Elliott 10.0 is in 6. Alex Bowman 10.0. Martin Truex Jr. 11.3. Joey Logano 11.8. Kevin Harvick, Matt DiBenedetto not in the race. Bubba Wallace is going to be basically your 10th place guy there. An average finish at 14.5. He is tied with Brad Keselowski, and just below him is Christopher Bell. Let's go to previous winners for this race. And then you've got, of course, Tyler Reddick, Kyle Busch, Bubba Wallace, Kurt Busch, Kyle Larson, and Denny Hamlin, which leads a lot to speculate that the 45 car, because that's what Bubba Wallace was driving when he won, and that's what Tyler Reddick was driving when he won, and that's what Kurt Busch was driving when he won. So Tyler Reddick is going to be your odds-on favorite. Bubba Wallace has to be in that favorite list as well. Basically, all of your Toyotas here have to be in your favorites list. And then Kyle Larson. I've seen a couple of people say it's the 2 Kyles versus Toyota today, Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. And Denny Hamlin, I think, was your other. I don't know if I mentioned him or not. Denny Hamlin, your other winner. So 1, 2, 3. In the 6 races, we've had 6 different winners. Let's go to laps led, because sometimes that tells the story as well. And at 475 laps led in the last 6 races above everybody else, it is going to be Kyle Larson. Kurt Busch, in the only 3 races he ran, even though he's not in the race, 120. He's actually in second place. Alex Bowman, 107. And Chase Elliott, 104, tied with Denny Hamlin for 104. Martin Truex Jr., 103. And William Byron, 101. Everybody else is below 100. So let's go to the average power rankings from driveraverages.com. Kyle Larson is going to be your favorite at 119. 111 is going to be Denny Hamlin. Tyler Reddick would be 99. So those would be your 3 favorites. Fast Willie B, if you want to ride on the Willie B, just having an outstanding season this year. Willie B is going to be at a 98.7 as well. And Chase Elliott, 97.2. I think those are the top 5. C-Bell, I think if I missed top 5, that would be your other top 5. All right, let's jump into the chat and see what you guys want to talk about. Let's see. Give me the pride of the Mayetta, New Jersey, Martin Truex Jr. to get his first win of the season. So there you go. A good pick. I like a Toyota pick there. So I'm with you. I feel like it's going to be, like I said, the two Kyles versus Toyota. Hamlin could go back to back. I'm pretty sure Toyota will win today. It's a good chance Toyota wins today. I do agree with that. Uh, that being said, William Byron, Kyle Busch, and Kyle Larson, I think would also have to be on your short list there. Hey, from Daytona Beach, what's up, Glen Park? What's up, Daytona? Checking in before the Magic Cavs tip off. Enjoy the race, everyone. So say, Kyle. All right, keep us updated just in case I go over here today. Hey, I see. Sad that Noah Gregson is not in the poll. Says Glock. Yeah, I just go by the top four that DraftKings do, because that's just your favorites. It's not anything personal to Noah Gregson, but he definitely qualified well. That third place finish, and I'm glad you brought that up because it lets me bring this up. So apparently they have a little study session to get better amongst the SHR drivers, and Noah Gregson was talking about it. He said it was him and Josh Berry, and then they invited whoever wants to come into it, and Chase Briscoe said he's going to be a part of it. And then when asked about it, I guess, or it was brought up on Twitter by TobyChristie.com, he was talking about it on Twitter. Ryan Priest chimes in and says, I didn't know anything about a study group. So instead of Ryan Priest just saying, hey, I'm in the study group or whatever, he decided to respond to it on Twitter that way, which just doesn't, I don't know if that was like the smartest thing to do in the world, but maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm interpreting too much into it. That definitely could be it. Maybe he was joking around or whatever, or maybe he didn't really know about it. But it sounds, the way he's making it sound from Ryan Priest's perspective, it sounds like all the cool kids had a study group and they probably had pizzas and snacks and candy and beer, and Ryan Priest wasn't invited. That's appears to be the way that Ryan Priest is looking at it. So interesting, but it did pay off for him because Ryan Priest qualified somewhere back there not well, which is why I brought that up when I was going over the qualifying. And then, of course, Noah Gregson was third. And I want to say all the SHR cars were in the top 17 other than Priest, who in fact was 32nd. Let's see here. Josh Berry 17th, so top 17 for the rest of them, because I know Chase Briscoe's 10th, Josh Berry 17th, and Noah Gregson, of course, rolling off in third place here. So as far as qualifying goes, it paid off for him. So we'll see if anything more comes of that, because that was an interesting tweet, to say the least, from Ryan Priest. Good morning, wise guy. Hope you're doing good. Gregson is carrying the banner for SHR lately. Yeah, he's turning out to be he was much maligned his rookie season. A lot of people are like, oh, he's not doing well. He's turned that completely around now. I think he came into this season more focused than he's probably ever been in his entire life, I would imagine. What a performance by Kyle Larson so far this weekend. Go Young Money. Good afternoon. What's up, William Wagaman? I got Wallace, Reddick, Truex, Gregson, Josephus, and Hemrick as my garage pick today. I like it. I think all those are solid picks there. Glen Park, hello neighbor from DeBerry. So there you go. Florida men unite at the Publix to get you a pub sub. Let's see. I like the white Napa scheme. Blue is better though. Yeah, I like it as like an alternate. But yeah, the blue this year, the blue definitely looks way better in my opinion. There is the merch site dropped by one wise guy. Appreciate you, my friend. And there's the Discord link if you want to join the Discord. The Daily Downforce, if you want to go check them out, they have a Discord as well that I try to jump onto and be active as much as I can, but not as active as I am on the Bologna Burger Discord, obviously. Not sure, the Bologna Stand, I think is what's called. Not sure if anyone noticed this during the Kentucky Derby, aside from horsepower, that there was passing on the track. Says in between the lanes. Yeah, I forget who. I think Pete Pistone put something out there about that, trying to troll a little bit. Mystic Dan winning 3-wide finish at the Derby was pretty cool, for sure. I didn't see a bit of it, just the photo finish. What Ford do you think would be the most likely winner if Ford does finally get a win today? Oh man, at Kansas. Let's take a look at the stats real quick because I don't want to. I could off the top of my head. Off the top of my head, I want to go favorite. I want to go Noah Gregson or Ryan Blaney. But let's see who's actually got the best statistics of the Ford drivers, and it's actually going to be Ryan Blaney. So Ryan Blaney has the best statistics of the Ford drivers as far as power rankings go. But of course, Noah Gregson hasn't had enough repetitions at this place just yet. Joey Logano is going to be your next best Ford driver, followed by Brad Keselowski. So and Chris Buescher after him. So Those would be my favorites for the 4 pick. But I don't know. I'm with you guys. I got a sort of a feeling about Noah. He's having a much better year, and he's eventually going to put this thing together. I have the same feeling about Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs is eventually going to put this thing together too. So I actually wouldn't sleep on either one of them if you want like a wild card pick. But that's just me. Hey neighbor from Dabari, says Glen Park. Let's see. I saw the Truex Jr. throwback on social media. Looks to be one from when he won the Southern 500. Yeah, people are saying he didn't go back far enough because it's 2016 or something. I think that was the critique. So it has to be like, according to Twitter, it has to be at least 10 years old now. But it is what it is. They can throw back. They're paying money to be on the hood. They can throw back to whatever they want to. They can throw back to last year if they feel like it. Don't forget to hit that like button and check out the merch. Support the man, BB, and the awesome job he does. Appreciate you there, Swan Dog. So yeah, if you want to support the merch store or support the channel by going to the merch store, it would be much appreciated. But do not feel obligated. STP NASCAR needs a petty colored scheme every week. I'm telling you, man, that the petty scheme last week was so popular. I mean, it's STP. I wish they could find more money to invest into the sport, especially that 43 car. Man, that would be cool. Ty Gibbs had Sirius XM colors at Bristol for sure, for sure. I was thinking it was Ty Gibbs, but I couldn't remember if it was Christopher Bell. I feel like I've seen Christopher Bell run that car on the 22, so I get them mixed up. I mean, I guess technically at Joe Gibbs Racing, it's just like Penske. Eventually, they all run the same scheme at some point. This should be Carry On My Wayward Son, Kansas 400 instead of the Advent Health 400. Jimmy Johnson running 19th. So I will say this: Jimmy Johnson qualified a lot better than he did the other race. So maybe going back to back on these deals will help him out just a little bit. We'll see. We'll see. Remember the Bushy McBush race? That was pretty cool. And did Kyle Busch win that? I can't remember. Kansas also had the 2015 SpongeBob SquarePants 400. Oh man, SpongeBob. That's always a good sponsor. I was a big SpongeBob fan when I was much younger. Kyle Busch had the M&M's mix scheme when he won the Bushy McBush. I was right. I actually remembered something. A moment of quality on the show. The Bushy McBush race. The poll question is up, by the way. 37% going with Kyle Larson right now over Reddick, Bell, and Hamlin, but Reddick next closest there at 26%. Yeah, so there you go. I'm going to leave that up for just a few more seconds because then I'm going to ask the real question because it popped off in the Discord and I never even knew it was still a controversy. I know back in the day, there were people that like I'm never wearing dudes mostly almost 100% dudes. Some people will never wear Crocs and some people will wear Crocs. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw that poll question up now. Just be done with this one because it looks like Larson's probably going to win the poll question. So I'm going to start another poll. We're going to go Crocs, yes or no. This is because Crocs is sponsoring Chastain. So that is the and then I'm going to do only around the house because that was the other option. That seemed to be, to me, the most popular option because they're pretty much the lazy man's shoe for around the house. I do have a pair for around the house myself. I try not to wear them in public, but then some days I'm just lazy and I wear them in public. So I'm going to keep it 100. Do I think they look good? No, but I do wear them. I do wear them. Needs a petty colored scheme every week. Says Brickyard Brickhead, Ty Gibbs, Sirius XM colors at Bristol. I read all those. Where am I at here? Bring back the Kansas night race for Cup. Yeah, that would a night race is always the best race. Don't count out the Bush. Oh boy, said William Wagman. Yeah, I'm not. I said the two Kyles versus Toyotas. That's what I'm thinking here today. And William Byron. I'll add William Byron to that mix. Game 7 for the Magic and the Cavaliers this afternoon. That's right. And we're pulling for the Magic, unless you're not. But I'm pulling for the Magic. Bush won, Harvick second in the Bush car for the Bushy McBush race. So that's pretty cool. Couldn't script it any better. LOL. Gregson fan wagon starting to fill up. Noah just needs control of his emotions, says Brickyard Brickhead. I don't know about control of his emotions, but definitely needs control of his judgment making, which is an overall, I guess, I factor it back to the emotions or maturity, whatever you want to call it. How'd you guys run on yesterday? We got rained out. So no, we didn't race yesterday. Good morning, y'all. Rowdy Nation in the house, says Jenna Allison. Speaking of which, it's raining pretty good here today as well. Hopefully there's no rain that pops up in Kansas. What's up, Jenna Allison? Hopefully Rowdy does good for you here today. He qualified pretty well. Back-to-back good qualifying efforts for Kyle Busch. So all the rumors of RCR not being good anymore, starting to fade a little bit. Miami F1 this afternoon as well. Yeah, they had some crazy prices for the food down there in Miami. I think nachos were 180 bucks, and then they had a poke tuna for like one. God, I want to say 170. Those were the two cheapest things that I saw on the menu. Everyone's excited for the Verstappen Miami Grand Prix today. LOL will be super interesting. Yeah, Daniel Ricciardo said it's starting to border on Super Bowl levels of interest as far as fans being down there. I don't know about all that, but we'll see. As a Ford fan, I'm not even mad. I have to work today, says Colorado Car Dude. The best part of NASCAR weekly episode from Wednesday is when you made the observation on the chat line about Brock's Zane Smith shirt being on brand for him. I agree that Jimmy Johnson will finish last. I'm telling you, man, I thought he actually did it on purpose because Zane Smith is last place in points of all the drivers that have started all the races. I was like, he did that on purpose. And like, that's so on brand. He just did it because he liked the shirt. I was like, oh, that's crazy. But either way, he's just so good. He doesn't even have to think about it. He's like, I know Zane Smith's in last. Let me throw this shirt on. So he did a great job, man. Like, really cool to see him on there too. Great show. If you don't watch the NASCAR Weekly podcast and you're into watching live streams and stuff like that, I would definitely check that one out. It's definitely a good one. I mean, if you really want to go to sleep, because they need my help promoting it. I mean, if you really want to, they're doing a great job, is what I meant by that. To go to sleep, you can watch the NBA and Formula One, or you could stay here and possibly stay awake, says William Wagaman. Yeah, there's no telling as to what we'll get into. So far, Crocs, 45% saying no, but 30% saying only around the house and 25% saying yes. So that is 55% overall, I guess, saying they will wear them. 20 votes in overall. Crocs, of course, the sponsor of one Ross Chastain this weekend. Corey Heim, who qualified in the top five, I want to say. I'm not going to look back. I'm sure he did. Corey Heim won the truck race. Yeah, Corey Heim put on a clinic. It was a pretty clean truck race, too. Not a ton of cautions. Lane Riggs and was it Brody Kosecki or Cam Waters? Anyway, somebody from Australia and Lane Riggs got into it at the end. And that was interesting. Jimmy's former ride is my pick to win today, Alex Bowman. Yeah. At some point, Alex Bowman is going to sneak in here and get one. That's the thing about Alex Bowman. You never really talk about him. Then he wins, he'll win like 3 or 4 races and 7 races. And then like, he's just so streaky. NBC bidding more than double TNT for NBA B package, meaning IndyCar could go to Fox. That'll be interesting. That's all this TV stuff. It's going to be really interesting to see how it plays out. Any Red Farmer updates? I haven't heard anything about him since they talked about he went to the hospital or whatever. I have not heard a bit more about it since then. Carson Hocevar did a little bit of commentary last night. He did a good job. He's always good on the microphone. I see Ford yet again. I see Ford losing yet again, says E. Damon. A wise guy, last heard he was doing well, says B. So B has heard an update. I haven't seen anything on it since they said he went to the hospital or whatever. Last year we had the Ross Chastain incident at Kansas. As far as the media goes, we have a Ross Chastain incident every race, or at least we did for the last couple of years. They've sort of chilled out on it this year. Go Magic go Chase Elliott 9, says Glenn Park. Ford seems to always start out slow. They will get better, says David Niehoff. Yeah, I agree. But it is really weird that they haven't even won in Xfinity, they haven't won in trucks, and they haven't won in Cup. So that's the reason I made the episode. It's just really, really weird. Is there something to it, or is it just bad luck? I don't know, but it's definitely really bizarre. So I threw out the most popular theories that I'd heard on the internet, which always makes for good YouTube. Ryan Priest, and you guys responded, man. A lot of people watched that episode, so I appreciate all you guys for watching it. Ryan Priest getting the Alex Bowman treatment at SHR, LOL. I guess Priest left out of the loop. That is so interesting. Like that's the way it went down, and that he addressed it because he's an older guy, I want to say, and that he even addressed it on social media was entertaining. Boohoo. My YouTube TV free trial is over, says Doug. Oh, that's always a bummer. You got to make another account. Let's see. Watching modifieds enough. I don't think Ryan Priest plays well with others, says Bruce Garvey. Yeah, like you can take that 2 ways. Like that was either like, maybe they didn't invite him for a reason. Maybe they did invite him and he forgot. But just putting it out there on social media and making it look like you're ostracized. I don't know. Maybe that's the reason he is ostracized. I don't know. It was a weird dynamic though. Weird dynamic. Always a weird dynamic at SHR. They sort of work as four independent teams, but they said this year that they've been more cohesive and together. Chase Briscoe was talking about this, more cohesive and together than they've ever been since he's been there. So it was interesting. The teams working together, but apparently not working with the 41. I don't know. Somebody down there in the pits needs to walk up and ask the rest of the SHR guys, do you not like Ryan Priest? Just that'd be the first done much better than Custer in the 41, if at all. Custer has an edge with a fluke Kentucky win, but that's it. Says Napa Racing fan. Yeah, 40. Like I was saying the other day, the 41 car has been. I think I said it in that episode. The 41 car has been cursed, man, since Kurt Busch left. Nobody has run particularly. Like you said, Cole Custer does have the win. I don't want to take that win away from him. He had the restart of his life, and he outdrove him there at the end. But you can't say that he dominated the race or anything. But he definitely when it was all on the line, Cole Custer showed up to win that race, right? So. But other than that, the 41 has not had a lot of highlights since that. Okay, we know about the Jimmy Buffett shirt. What is the shirt that you have underneath? Austin Dillon, and it's topical because he's got the American Ethanol shirt, or he's driving the American Ethanol car today, and then we got the Kyle Busch hat. So as always, and of course, well, I'm not going to pull my feet up here because the internet can't have my feet just yet. We got the number 43 flip flops on. Peace to all you peeps, says Jenna Allison. Do you care for the throwback schemes, BB? Yeah, I might make an episode on just the throwback schemes. I think there's a lot of really good ones. So far, my favorite in the Xfinity series is the 44 throwback to the Hot Wheels car for Kyle Petty. I'm not going to talk about the Cup Series because I'm probably going to make a whole episode on just the Cup Series ones. To throwback or not to throwback, that is the question. I like the throwback cars. That being said, I think they should do it. Now that we've done it every year, I think we should do it every other year so that they stay fresh and it keeps it like sort of popular. But let's see. No Walmart car this week. Must have been a one race car, then take it back for a refund, says Doug. Did you see Tony Stewart in the Indy 800? Holy crap, he got dusted. I didn't see any of that. Jimmy all the way to the front, says Joe Sample. Crocs are embarrassing, says Colorado Car Dude. I wore Crocs last when I lived in Hawaii, says Jamie Swite. So yeah, like it's I use them to kick around the house, but if I got to make a quick run to Dollar General or something like that, I'll throw them on if I don't feel like tying my shoes and all that good stuff. Who still ties their shoes? Probably nobody. Let's see. Larson might not make All-Star race with the Fast 12, then 6, and the last row shootout Sunday with 19. May 19th, 3-6 on NBC. Harvick in the All-Star race. I think Larson will make it for the All-Star race. I think he'll be good. Ross and Byron are going to Tangle. Oh, it could be. Crocs are good to wear. To a shower. That's it, says William Wagon. Yeah, that it also works as a shower shoe. If you're at the Rush Truck Centers or Loves or whatever, so they do work as a shower shoe as well. Like I said, they're versatile. It's not a stylish shoe. It's more of a functional shoe. Yeah, I don't think anybody's wearing them to be like, hey, look at me, I look good. Unless you're like little kids love them. Like little kids, like I feel like you draw the line there. Let's see. I swear the only person on earth who's ever owned or worn Crocs, LOL, 16 to 10, Orlando early. So Orlando's leading early. Who's never owned or worn Crocs? Oh yeah, okay. So you've never worn them or owned them. Yeah, I bought them in solidarity. My buddy was making fun of his son. His son had red Crocs, so I bought me a pair of red Crocs to match with him. Because A, it would annoy my friend, and B, it was solidarity with his son. So that's actually the reason I got my pair of Crocs. And then I had them. I got them for like $20. So it wasn't like a big purchase. So I got them for $20, and I was like, well, I got them. Might as well wear them around the house. So that's the story of me and my Crocs. But yeah, it is interesting that some people absolutely hate them and refuse to wear them, and some people, I'd say 44% have never owned them or worn them. So you're in good company there, I say, Kyle. But 56% have. Hey, they're letting me skip ads again. So there you go. I saved you from an ad there. What up, BB? Next week we'll be singing "Breaking the Law" by Judas Priest, but change it to "Scraping the Wall." LOL, it's a mental disorder. Sorry, says Bumstead. No, that's good. I like what you're doing there. Crocs for around the house are the only way to go, says one wise guy. That's what I'm telling you, man. They're good house shoes just to kick around in. No, Harvick is not running the All Star race. He is just setting the car up for him. Yeah, he's going to set it up and qualify and do that stuff for him. Knicks 1-6 against the 76ers. Maybe the Knicks in 6 or 7 against the Pacers. That's good because Joel Embiid, although I liked him early on in his career, he's turned out to be a real dick. So I'm glad the Sixers lost. I wear flip flops before them things. Says William Wagaman. I got several pair of flip flops too. I just like the Crocs better. They're better for when it's raining because you got a little something over the top of your foot. Missed the Open. Who's winning today? Looking like it's going to be either Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, or one of the Toyotas. Tyler Reddick is the most popular pick as far as that goes. But by the numbers, who was by the numbers? Kyle Larson by the numbers. So yeah, Kyle Larson. Going with Kyle Larson today, personally for my pick. Last time I checked, I'm going with Kyle Busch for the wild card, and then most people are picking Tyler Reddick. Last time I checked, Max was minus 700 to win Miami. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. That's a crazy stat for any race car driver to be minus anything in a race. That's a crazy stat. I'll never buy Crocs either, says Bumblebee. There you go. So let's get a look. We'll get a GoFundMe for Say Kyle and Bumblebee, and we'll get Say Kyle a pair of Orlando Magic Crocs. And we'll get Bumblebee like I don't know. There's some rock and roll bands that have them, so we'll find one for Bumblebee. Molly Hatchet Crocs for Bumblebee, even if we have to get them custom. Cam Waters, so it was Cam Waters, the Lane Riggs deal. Lane Riggs versus Cam Waters. Waters got loose, put Riggs in the wall. Riggs finished 17th, Waters 19th. Jimmy wins today, says Joe Sample. Hey, there you go. There's your big wild card. So if you want to put the money on it, I'm sure there is long odds on that. Just don't bet Brett Griffin. Just don't let Brett Griffin know about Ross Chastain while he is on tour. LOL. Incident says in between the lanes. Have a great day, says Janet Barker. Appreciate you there, Janet. You have a great day as well. BB, you like the shirt? Could you sing the Beach Boys for us? I'm not going to do any. I would probably get copyrighted because my singing is just so good. They would be like, "Oh my God, that has to be the Beach Boys." And B, it's too early in the morning to be singing. My voice isn't ready yet. Have I even drank water today? I don't know. Our tire is such a hot topic behind the scene that Kevin Harvick made reference to his running on track with Firestone rubber laid down. Whenever there's a different rubber compound on top of the track, that's always going to affect it. I remember when modifieds run and then late models run after modifieds, that's always a big deal because the modified rubber typically tightens up. So you got to have a super loose car for when modifieds run. So yeah, tires are always the biggest topic in any garage. Pretty much, I would imagine. My daughter's picking Ty Gibbs. That's a good pick, B. I do like that Ty Gibbs pick to get his first win today, BB. So book it. So there you go. Ty Gibbs is not a bad pick at all. He's actually really good there, I want to say, at least in Xfinity. The only reason I watch F1 today is to see how much carnage Kevin Magnussen causes. Hey, K-Mag's my dude. Like, he gets the most out of those race cars. The fact that him and Hulkenberg are on the same team is always going to be hilarious to me because they absolutely hate each other. David Nyhoff going, who? Prediction for non-stage ending cautions, BB. I'm going to go I'll probably go under 3. Under 3. Today's F1 race summary: Verstappen overtakes again on lap 1, and the race is over. Probably a fair assessment there, Napa. What's one thing to watch for in today's race? Green flag pit stops. Green flag pit stops are going to be the big thing in today's race, especially if there's a random caution that comes out while green flag pit stops are going on, but also green flag pit stops, period. Who can get on there cleanly? You're going to have to get on and off of pit road cleanly when the one green flag pit stop comes, because we got the 2 stages that are obviously going to be it's going to be academic until after stage the first 2 stages. Did you know Crocs were an unknown brand used as the main shoes in the movie Idiocracy? I did know that because the producers thought they were dumb and nobody would ever wear them. And here we are, LOL, says Say Kyle. That is a fact. That is a fact. And I did know that. Idiocracy, if you haven't seen it, is a great movie, and you should check it out. It's basically turning into a documentary. All in all, he's hitting the wall. Pink Floyd spoof, says Jamie Schweitzer. You have to try and catch the Indy 800 last night. That is good. I'll have to check it out. Flirting with disaster, says B. I'll chip in for the Croc fun, says one wise guy. It happened Friday night. Unexpectedly, he showed up, and oh boy, says William Wagman. I'll have to check it out. I'll have to check it out and see what the deal is. Oh, was that the Cletus deal? The Cletus McFarland deal? He got wrecked at the end. I did see that. I know what you're talking about now. I thought you guys were talking about like an I race because of the 800, but it was 800 laps at Cletus's joint. Yeah, that's super late caution because the guy broke down. Yeah, that cost Tony Stewart the win there. So yeah, I know what you guys are talking about now. I did see the end of the race. I didn't see the whole thing. Hey BB, you want to see the 11 go back to back? Hey, there's a good chance he could go back to back. It's good for business for me because he'll have something to say, and it's always going to be controversial when he wins because I feel like more fans than not dislike him. The only way I wear Crocs is if they're Jeep Crocs, says T Van. Hey, there might be some Jeep Crocs out there. I need to look that up. That might have actually already happened. They've collabed with just about everybody. And what I didn't know, they make actual shoes and stuff now too. So they make like some somewhat normal looking sneakers and stuff like that. It's not just like the clogs anymore. I didn't know that they've branched out and made all kinds of stuff. And if you wear for all you people that are like, I'll never buy Crocs. If you've ever worn a pair of Hey Dudes, if you've ever worn a pair of Hey Dudes, you have given Crocs money because Crocs owns Hey Dudes as well. So there you go. There's your other. Follow me for more Crocs facts. I worked for another project, and I had to learn a lot of stuff about Crocs. By the way, so that's where that comes from. It's not like I'm some expert or whatever. Let's see. Stream is sponsored by water. Water. It's what's in this bottle. There you go. Maybe SHR should send Priest to the charter along with him to RFK for their rumored third car. Yeah, and the other thing I wanted to touch on, Brian Murphy, who works for RFK, he said that this is going to be a really interesting silly season. He said it's going to be a crazy silly season. So I'm ready to see what happens. I think we're going to see some crazy stuff because he's always pretty much spot on with his stuff. So I'm interested to see what he's talking about as far as how crazy the silly season is going to be. Beat me to it between the lanes. Let's go Magic, says Say Kyle. What will be the race high point today on Earth 2? I think on Earth 2, the race high point is going to be there's going to be low attrition on Earth 1, so you're actually probably going to have to watch to the very end of this race to see who finishes first on Earth 1. We might get a rare actual race to the finish on Earth 1. Let's see. I can see Noah winning before Todd. Never thought I would say that after last season, says Bruce Garvey. Hey, that's a good point. I think a lot of people are in that boat. Noah started off so slow last year. I think when he came in this year, obviously more focused for various reasons. He has looked God, like leap years better than he looked last year. And I would say he's creeping up. He's not quite points wise. Part of it is because of a penalty. But even taking that penalty away, he's not points wise where Ty Gibbs is at, but he's creeping on him. So they're actually rookie of the year part 2 is actually turning out to be pretty good. Nope. Adidas, Vans, Asics, LOL. Still never paid for Crocs. Crocs make a shoe like the Yeezys. Says one wise guy. So there you go. Adidas, Vans, Asics, LOL. Still never paid for Crocs. So, no Hey Dudes for Say Kyle. We're gonna get you a pair of Orlando Magic Crocs. I'm gonna hunt them down. I couldn't find them. They've got all the other teams, but no. I want to see how much the Bush Crocs cost. I don't know. It's on the border there. First place today, Young Money. Second place, Mr. Bush. Last place, Bubba says William Wagaman. I don't know. Bubba's got a pretty good track record here. I don't know about last place unless he wrecks or something. Who's your dark horse today? Ty Gibbs would be a good one, but let's look at one by the numbers that probably a lot of people are not going to be talking about. So we can pull that up real quick. Who is sneaky good here that people probably aren't thinking about? Let's go to DNFs. I like to look at DNFs and then somebody who's high up in the rankings, even with a DNF. Okay, Ty Gibbs. Okay, here we go. Ty Gibbs has got to be your odds on. So he's got 2 DNFs, but he still has a pretty good overall rating of 66. A 66 with 2 DNFs is pretty hard to pull off on driver averages. So I would say if you're going for like sort of a wild card or whatever, this would be a good run for Ty Gibbs. Jackson Robinson saying Caden Honeycutt had a good run. Jackson Robinson also saying he's a Noah fan. If Magic Crocs show up in my mailbox, I'll wear them and send a pic. Says Say Kyle. Hey, there you go. See, there's a Croc for everybody. You just got to find the right one. They do, like I said, they do make some like sort of normal looking shoes now as well. So it is interesting that they've even they've acknowledged that they've branched out. So what Crocs actually started out, aside from being on Idiocracy, it's actually like a boating and fishing shoe because it floats in the water. That's the whole reason it looks like it looks, and it's made out of the material it's made out of. So that's the original use for the Croc was for water activities on boats and stuff like that. So that's what they're all about. Isn't Xfinity expected to leave the series as a sponsor after this season? Says Jamie Schweitzer. They could, and it'll be interesting to see how NASCAR responds if they do leave. Yeah, Cletus McFarland's race. You are correct, says Jackson Robinson. I keep waiting for Cindric to break through. He started off the season decent, but then after the second or third race, he went into a bit of a slump. He's actually can get back into the mix. So I want to say he's near the top 20 or in the top 20 in points. He's definitely not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Let's see, where is Mr. Cindric in points? Yeah, he's 19th in points. So he's 3 or 4 bad races early on in the season. First two. Did you watch the races yesterday? Says Jackson. I watched the truck race. I didn't watch any of the ARCA race just because I feel like there's too much of a disparity in talent. Like you've got the Toyota teams and you've got a few teams in ARCA that can win. But then the average Joes in ARCA, they just don't, unless it's a super speedway, they don't have much of a chance. I thought Moonshine was in that bottle. Not this bottle. Not this bottle. Not today. Magic are winning game 7 right now. Man, I hope the Magic pull it off. Me too. Even though it won't help me on the old DK, I am pulling for them to. I'm pulling for them to win as well, and I think they will pull it off. I picked them to win. Who was I talking to? I was talking to somebody, but I picked them. I picked them to win the series. I said there's no way they shouldn't beat the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I was hopefully I'm right. Let's see. Corey Haim should be in Xfinity. Says Bradley. Corey Haim should be in the Cup Series, and I think he will be next year. I think that's part of the massive movement that they're going to be talking about. So I think Corey Haim's coming. He'll be the next one there over there at Toyota. I always watch ARCA when it's on TV. Says Between the Lanes. You're right about the ARCA series, says Jackson. It's nothing against the ARCA series. I just think they need to do something with the rules. They need to figure out a way to bridge that gap. I like the series. I like what it represents, but they need to figure out a way to make it more competitive and not just a place you stop over to get your super speedway license and then move on. Let's see. I predict overtime today in the race, says Jamie Schweitzer. Oh, we might get overtime. I don't know. That's a good. I hadn't thought about that one. I think it'll go sort of like the Truck Series win. I think we'll get a clean finish. But that being said, I probably just jinxed it. Like I said, I'm going under 3 cautions that are not, if you exclude the stage cautions. So I'm going under 3 on the cautions there. All right, looks like we have reached the end. Will Harrison Burton be in the Cup Series next season? The big rumor, and it's just a rumor, but I've heard a lot of people float out there. The big rumor is Ryan Preece is going over to the 21, and they're going to put somebody else in the 41 or sell the 41. But I don't know that they're going to sell the 41. So we'll see. Your Duke boy Apollo is on a mission. I'm telling you, man. I try to tell you when he was at Duke, dude. When the playoffs rolled around, he's a different dude. Or when the NCAA tournament rolled around, he was a different dude. I knew it would be the same way in the NBA. He's I hope the Magic can keep him because he's gonna be like one of the best. Let's see. Connor Mozak won the ARCA race. FYI, says Jackson Robinson. So yeah, there you go. Connor Mozak won the race, and he didn't he get announced to he's making some starts for Junior Motorsports, I think, in Xfinity or something. Corey Haim going to be like Zane Smith, full-time trucks, full-time Cup, skip to full-time Xfinity. It was good to see Brett Moffitt. Says Bradley. Well, yeah, Brett Moffitt's got a ride again in the number 1 truck, and also oh man, Matt DiBenedetto, he got the rest of the races for the season in the Xfinity series in the car he's running now. I predict one one heck of a nap today, says Tip Jackson. BB, thanks for the great live again, says Jamie Schweitzer. No problem. Apollo is that dude, along with the Wagner bros, the Wagner boys, man. They're good, man. Celtics shouldn't have Moritz, says Bradley Wilder. Bye. Sorry I was late, says Jackson Robinson. It's all good, my friend. Take them easy, Jackson. Do you think there will be any controversy today? It's hard to predict. But we will see. Do you think this could be the year Denny gets his championship? I think too many people are talking about it. I think they're going to jinx him again. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm just going off of history. I don't want to jinx him, so I'm going to say no. But I feel like he's always a threat every year. I don't want to jinx him. I feel like everybody else is going to jinx him. So we'll see. I'm going to say no, so as not to jinx him. All right, we will catch you guys after the race. Appreciate y'all hanging out, and hope your driver does well. And peace.